All right, so we are doing today how to make a vegetarian chili. Perfect night for it if you're in New England and experiencing the sub-freezing weather. What I've been doing to start out, and I gave this, if you are in my Facebook group, for which the link is below, Oil This by Jenny on Facebook, where we talk about essential oil education. We're doing a 30-day cleanse, and in there's a recipe in the preparation phase for the vegetarian chili, but I'm going to walk you through it. And so what I've been doing in this ginormous pot, it's probably burning at this point, I have been sauteing onions. Let's see if you can see it. Woo! Onions, garlic, zucchini, red pepper. What else do I have in there? The mushrooms, the white button mushrooms. And I think that's about it, okay? So I do first the caramelized onions and the garlic for several minutes until that's caramelized and you can smell it all. And I also do I start with olive oil, do salt and pepper. Then I throw in the mushrooms, the zucchini, cut it up real small, the bell pepper, all real small, and just make sure all those spices are in there and that the liquid starts to come out after a while and that you can really smell it and all the vegetables, start to turn a little golden brown, okay? Just noticed my sticker's still on me from my son's party today. So the chili powder is what we'll throw in. Okay, get it all nice and chili. Now I have cumin essential oil, and I'm going to show you what I do with this later, but I also have the cumin pods, I guess, or seeds, right? So I just don't have the powder, but you can have the cumin powder. I'm not going to do a ton of this because the essential oil gives so much flavor at the end, but I do love to have the spices. So throw a little of that in. Of course, you can't have too much salt, unless you have high cholesterol, but we're just going to throw in some more salt. Now, then we got to do the red pepper. I don't go crazy with the spices. I like it spicy from a spice standpoint, like a flavor standpoint. I'm not a huge, hot person. This is broken, so be careful if your cayenne pepper cap is broken, because you could put way too much in. So I'm just going to make sure. Whoa! And I always put more in later, when I taste it, so. Whoop! Okay. So, but knowing Kello, like my 3-year-old son, he'll probably have some of this, but he will not touch it if it's hot. Now, the other thing I showed you the other day, what I like to do on my roasted sweet potatoes is paprika. Not hot at all. All it is the fruits of the red pepper. Super mild, but tasty. So I actually put a ton of that in. I love paprika. All right. So then, and I wanted to shout out Pepper's Fine Catering. When I used to work in wedding planning, I got this from them. And they call it the Adobe Rub. It's so good. Salt, paprika, black pepper, onion powder, oregano, cumin, garlic powder, and chili powder. So I know you don't have this, but I'll probably be throwing a lot of that in later as I taste test. So then you just let all the spices kind of marinate with all that. Ooh, this gets so hot. All right. Oh, it gets so hot. All right, so then what I've done, and I'm actually doubling the recipe, sometimes even triple it, because as you can see, my pot is ginormous. So you'll see in the recipe that I give you if you're in my Facebook group that it's actually half this, but I'm just doing some diced tomatoes here. I gotta keep this on me so I remember not to burn myself. By the way, if you do burn yourself while you're cooking, you got to have lavender on hand in the kitchen. All you do is you just take the lavender touch or the regular lavender, and as soon as you burn, you don't put it under cold water. You put lavender right on it. I did it the other day. I didn't realize my what do you call it? The pie warming station under there. It is blazing hot. My old place, it was never that hot, and I could just take things out of it like real easy. This was on fire, literally on fire. So I burned myself like so bad, and within half a day it was totally gone because I just put lavender on it first thing. So make sure you have lavender on hand. I'm gonna have that down in the links below as well. Okay, my second can. of tomatoes. Okay, and then I stir that pretty good. I keep forgetting. Stir that pretty good, right? And then I'm gonna add veggie stock, right? I have certain grocery stores that I go to different grocery stores just depending on the price on things. And one place I go to once a month to buy things like all my seltzer water and my veggie stock, right? So I stock up, I have like 10. So after I get all the flavor together with the spices and the veggies and the tomatoes, then I put in actually the pinto beans. So you can get a lot of different kinds of beans. I have black beans in the back. I probably will maybe put some of those in, but I'm just trying to follow the recipe for you. So these are pinto beans, and I've gotten taken 2 cans of these, and I'm just gonna throw these in. So I tend to like my chili pretty chunky with stuff, and you know, as opposed to having a soup. So as I'm putting this in, it's a very, very thick soup right now before the stock goes in. Obviously, if you're doing something else, if you're doing a workout program where you like to, you know, add in buffalo or whatever, you would do that in place of the beans or with the beans. But this is amazing. I just want to show you what this looks like. So incredible. It's like so tasty. This pot is ginormous. So now, after that's all in, now I'm going to turn it up a little bit so I can throw in the 2 veggie stocks. And then basically I'm just going to boil this. So I'm going to turn it way up so it boils. And then as soon as it boils, turn it down, stir it again, and just let it simmer for like 20 minutes. So it's not like it takes all day. Now, the most important thing I want to teach you today about using your essential oils in cooking is the following. And I'll get a toothpick and show you. So make sure you have a toothpick on hand. Bless you, Cal. So remember, essential oils are so strong. They're so concentrated. They're 50 to 70% stronger than the plants they come from. Why? Because you're actually extracting them from the plant itself. So now instead of the herbs, which I love using the full herb, you're actually just extracting the liquid, the defense system of that plant, right? So it's actually the part of the plant that keeps the plant alive, keeps it thriving, and it's all the flavor as well, right? So you take a toothpick, and at the very end, and remember, you know, I don't typically put in essential oils at the beginning because if you end up boiling something, it'll burn off some of that medicinal property of the actual oil, right? So typically when people are like, you know, I used to actually take this pot before I used essential oils like the way I do now. And I used to open peppermint tea, throw it in, put my towel over my head, and just like suck in all that stuff. But it would take forever. Now, all I do is put 1 drop of peppermint either on my neck or right under here or on my sinuses, literally on my face, and I'm cleared up within a second. So that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's the same thing, but it's in another sticker. We're having fun. Concentrated form. You see what I mean? So it works instantly. So when you're cooking with essential oils, all you need to do, right, is put a toothpick in this tiny little hole here, right? And then you do, so now it's kind of blocking it, and it's not coming out because I'm blocking it. Let me just see. Yeah, and there's tons of oil in there. So much cumin. And then I would just do that. I'm not going to do it now, but I would just do that and do it after it boils and cools, depending on the taste, right? If I'm like, that's not enough cumin, I'll do that. Now, the other thing that you'll want to do at the end, the thing that the recipe says at the end is to do, what am I doing? Blah, blah, blah. Where did I put the cap? Je sais pas où c'est allé, but je sais pas. I'll find it. So at the end it said throw in a bunch of cilantro. Now, some of you like to, if you're not doing a cleanse, if you can eat dairy, I love to do like plain yogurt and just put a plop of it in my bowl when I'm done making the chili. But it also says to just throw in a whole bunch of cilantro, right? So I typically, like I said, I use essential oils so much when I cook, and I don't keep a ton of herbs on hand because they just go bad. So I would just do the same thing. You find the whole, right? Blah, blah, blah. Put it right in, tip it over. And then, it's so much flavor with one drop. It's crazy, right? So you put that in, it smells so good. So I'm just going to let this boil, right? Let it boil up. Reduce it to low, let it simmer. Voila. I got me some chili. So then I'm gonna freeze this after I have a bowl or two, because I've made a lot of food this week. So I have a lot of leftovers. And that, my friends, is how you make a very simple vegetarian chili for your cleanse. So comment below, hop on over to our Oil This community on Facebook, Oil This by Jenny. I'll have the links below, and I'll also have how to order the lavender, the cumin, the cilantro, and black pepper, because that's a good one to have on hand as well below. All right, guys, have an awesome day. Bye-bye.